All right, what'd you get?
On red, I got 85.
Okay, good. Good, that's your best so far. 54.
Yeah.
10 down from last time. My goodness. All right, well, there it is. The data speaks for itself. Get strong. If you get strong, your life will be a different life. Guaranteed. We were just outside in the pouring rain, throwing rocks. Big boulders, big shot put rocks. And we have the inches on 5 standard rocks right there. To the person who may never watch this. Okay. Except for me, I'm going to watch this. I watch all of these videos and I make notes. I'm like, oh, I could have said it like this, and then I write down all these things according to, and then I divvy them out according to what the prescription is going to be the following week. Right here. Okay. Spoon in mouth. I got one student who, when she plays, she's like, so, because her brain is working overtime. So if I put a spoon in her mouth, then that trains that away. She'll thank me when she's 30. Okay. Let's put that there. Ooh, there's the Velcro. Look at this glory.
Nails.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Ouch. Ouch. Yeah. And in fact, the weight of the nails and all the silicone there, it doesn't throw off the balance of the stick, which is nice. Which makes sense because it's at the fulcrum near it. And the buzzing could be a welcomed addition, but for now it's obnoxious. You know what preparing means? No. Preparing means this. I got a perfect example. If we put if we tape a dime to a ride cymbal, and if we do this, instead of stretching it out, we put down one piece and then we inch it forward slightly. So there's a little bubble so that there's a space there. Now we're hearing that. So if we put that on a cymbal, it's a way of creating a sizzle. You ever seen a sizzle chain on a cymbal? Just this chain of beads that drapes across it, and it rattles like a snare. This is a poor man's way to do it. So and this is called preparing something. Like if we put a bunch of coins in a piano and tape them to a bunch of strings, we would be preparing that piano. Prepared. It's a fancy collegiate music term that you now know. To prepare something. So in a way, I've kind of prepared the stick because it's putting off that sound. Okay. Do a few strokes. Do some double stops with the torture ones. And now let it poke you. Is that those nails aren't too sharp. I thought about putting razor blades there, but that's a liability. Isn't that ridiculous? It's wonderfully ridiculous. An actual consequence for not holding at the fulcrum. And now check this out. back to the drawing board on those. I replaced the scratchy, uncomfortable elastic with the silicone tubing that I use to rubberize these tips. But I just cut down the length of it. Put your thumb right there. And you're going to pinch this wire. And this is, I had this going over the finger, but I'm going to go through the finger because I created a different solution. So this goes on behind the knuckles. This one goes over the head of the knuckles. Give that a few thumps. Now do this. Do a twist. And notice that the weight is getting thrown off as soon as we go to the side. So this is a bit overkill. This is like to create wind. If it catches wind, like a sail, then it'll throw you off. So now, get yourself here. Hit the top one there. Now your wing is going to the outside a little bit. There it is. There it is. Yeah. How does this feel on the hand? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah. Okay, we're not doing stick stuff today. We're going to do what I already know you're going to love. Ta-da! Okay, I'm going to teach you how to hold 4 mallets. Like a pro. 2 for me, 2 for you. Whichever hand you want. Whichever hand isn't crippled. Okay. So there's 2 ways to do this. There is the Stevens grip, Leigh Howard Stevens, and then Burton grip. Gary Burton. Two old dudes who I think are still living who do it 2 different ways. Okay, so the Burton grip, this is the Burton grip is nice for vibes, especially like jazz vibes, when there's a lot of lot of gentle movement, and then we're choked up a lot on Burton. Whereas with Stevens, we're grabbing the very ends of these things. So this one is more. They're just 2 different things. Okay, so first one, Burton grip, the outside crosses over the inside. Yeah, and then you just do that. Basically, that's it. You've done it. Now, when holding 4 in Burton, let me take these, and I'm going to do a scale, and with 2 mallets. I'm going to go outside and inside. So I'm going to do these. And to be super robotic and mechanical about it, basically this one's going to turn this way, and this one's going to turn this way. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be what it's going to be. And then we get to change our intervals by doing this motion. Now, you can already do that. That's the easy one. That's the quick and dirty hold 4 mallets technique. Which does have its benefits over Stevens grip in different contexts. Okay, now, look at this fancy trick I did. Done. Oh, smooth. Who's done that 1,000 times? Okay. Although I don't always get it every single time. So, now, with the Stevens grip, which you better know if you want to do this. You can't just you don't get to get away only with only doing Burton. If you want to be a fancy percussionist. Okay. one mallet, hold it right there. Now, there are different schools of thought, having the end poke out, having there be just nothing there, just a little nub. I'm a nub guy because I want as much distance as possible. And I don't need, and this isn't a fulcrum. Like the fulcrum of this stick is not way back here. So this isn't, we're not doing a fulcrum thing. So we don't need to be choked up like that. And plus, the other one is going to be there. And so they're kind of like the top one is slightly ahead of the other one because where this ends is at the base of the pinky. Now, where the other one ends is right in the middle of the finger, or right in the middle of the hand. So if I just put them up like this, then the inner one is going to be slightly up. But since we're moving like this and we're coming at it like that, then it kind of makes sense to have the front one up a little bit. And I'll do an exaggeration. If it's way like that, then I can still get flat surface without having to crank out my arm too much. You know, if I was here, now I got to crank out a lot. So it's all right that it's slightly on different levels because we're kicking out anyway, and that makes it, and then it ends up being flat anyway. So back to this. Hit that thing a few times. And we're going to go thumbs up in this position. This is kind of like a French grip position, but you'll see where this is going once we add the other mallet. Okay, now, where you're going to get blisters is right where this is shiny and red right there.
Oh, yeah.
And this pinky finger, it may get its nerves pinched a little bit, and you're going to want to puke. But, you know, no pain, no gain. Okay, now, with that same mallet, now, here's the crux of learning this grip, learning this technique. Right in the middle of the hand, and then turn your hand over like this. Now, if I let go with my left finger, that's going to drop. But not if I bring my index finger over. Now, there's a cantilever. It's under the drumstick of my thumb. It's under the meat of my thumb, and so that's preventing the back from going up, and then the index finger prevents the front from going down. So now we have it right there. This is the crux of it right here. Try to like move that around with just... Okay, now that's not very efficient. So now bring the thumb on top of this. Now, we do have a fulcrum on this stick, on this mallet, but it's not going to adhere to the same principles as it will like where the stick bounces the most. Okay, right there. And this is a totally different game. And mallets are inherently different than sticks. So now, all you're going to do is just open and close that space, and therefore, this articulates back and forth. And then what you can do to anchor that even better, then take your middle finger and come down, and then there's kind of like a little anchor there. Oh, I know, even better. Do this with just the middle finger and point it out. So it's resting, the front part of it is resting on the base of the middle, and then it's hooking around the it's in there like that. Now, and you can just keep the other fingers closed because the other fingers are closed anyway to hold that other mallet. So we have this gun here, bang, bang. Now we just drop these fingers on there, and then we can go back and forth. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Okay, now, here are the bad habits, which I see on YouTube all the time, and I want to kill myself. Thumb way out and ahead of the finger. No fulcrum. Where am I grabbing the stick? And now I can't go anywhere. Now there's nothing now where's that going to go? I can't go anywhere. But if I have this out, now I have this massive movement I can do. So no thumbs on top, no thumbs. Here's your fulcrum. That's where you're grabbing on the stick, between the thumb and the index. Boop, 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 boom. And then this is just kind of going to roll along the index as we change positions. Do that. Okay. Put your hand dead center on the kitties there, and then just crank that over to one side of the bar, and then just go to the other side of the bar. Okay, now the thing to keep in mind is the instrument you're playing is flat in front of you. So therefore you want the way this moves to also go flat. Another bad habit is tipping down a little bit, and we don't want anything that really resembles a traditional stroke, like where we do here, or with the drumstick too. This is a French grippy position, and we're just going to do that. Okay, show me this all the way to that side. Yeah, I'll just roll back the other way. Go back and forth quickly. Yeah, that's the idea. Now add the other mallet. Little nub. We don't really need much. There are some people who play this way because it feels more comfortable, because they think they're going to drop it, but they're not. Especially, although if your shafts are coated with a paint, then that's slippery fingers all day long. You want bare wood. Now you think, oh, but what about the blisters? Well, I'd rather get blisters and build up that skin than lose my stick in a performance because my fingers were sweaty on slick sticks. So what we did in cadets, I was in the pit of cadets, and we won drums that year in 2002. Go Cadets. Oh yeah. So we had these huge big mallets. They're white, and they were painted white. Well, we just got the sandpaper and just shaved them off to modify the product because they weren't thinking ahead. And so, and our sweat will absorb into the wood. That's the point. We basically want a little sponge right there, not a little slick surface. So, wood on fingers. Okay, now, dead center, hand centered, and just touch those things together. Just bop them together in air. The other one, okay, what's not going to happen is you're never going to open these fingers. This is locked. That's never going to open unless you do something crazy and you need like a huge interval. Then you're going to articulate at these knuckles. Those knuckles are never going to move for basic stuff. The thing that moves is, oops, oh, I get that in the middle. The thing that moves, this is stationary, and this moves to that. Move that to this. Oh, that's right. It's been a while since I've taught this. And Okay, now if our thumb is on top and the middle of our hand is literally above in elevation above the pinky, then that means logically that, well, wait a second, the mallet's going to be on top. So, and when we go out like this, the mallet's still on top. So what we do is we just adjust by just letting it droop a little bit. It's an easy adjustment. Okay, let them be flat. And now away from this to now to this. You're going to really be looking at your thumbnail. Your thumbnail's going to be staring you in the face the whole time with this technique. Now, just make them bump into each other along this surface. Okay, now, this has no chance because this ain't in the middle of your hand. Come to here and show me that thumb on top. There you go. And notice that we can twist it, and those mallets are still flat. They're flat there, they're flat there, they're flat here. I can do the whole spectrum, and they're still going to be flat. So that means that I still get a hand position, that I get to choose a hand position. Okay, so basically just make them flat. Put your thumb on top, have these be flat, and now just clench down. That's the position. That's what the hand looks like. Not this, this. Because if we're here and we want to articulate, now it goes down. No, this is what needs to be flat. The plane that these, and my index fingers curve. So, and I can do it, so here, do this. Let me see the symmetry of your hands. Indexes together. Yeah. So if you can do this, if I can do this, you can. So that plane, that finger is what dictates the whole thing. So now if we're turned, now the finger's pointed down. And if you're someone who plays like this, you're carpal tunnel on its way. Yes, that's the idea. Now scoot that up a little bit. You don't need all that. All right, do it again. Boop, 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 boop. Now keep the outside mallet fingers locked. Yeah, this never opens. That just is on lock. Because in order to have any consistency with this at all, this is really finicky thing, and we could miss notes all day long if we don't have perfect control of our whole body, and of course of the structure of the hand. So now if this is loose, if this is like wobbling around and making micro adjustments, and like, no, that throws that, we might as well not even play, because we might even want to try to play because we're going to be hitting wrong notes all the time. So this is what's constant. In fact, one mallet, make a fist, and just come down on that thing. And now there's going to be pain right there, especially since we're not holding at the fulcrum of this shaft. Oh yeah, you can turn it off. Yeah, the further down, the more pain is involved. Okay, so now this, French grip. Okay, do this. So with the thumb and the tip of the index together, pull that back. Now push it out. Pull it back, push it out. Okay, so now we're going to do 4 hits pulled in, 4 out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Now what's happening is, since your hand isn't strong and also not used to this, you're lifting, but there's still a sag that's happening. This needs to be, you're making a Rocky Balboa fist right here. And that is locked into place. And the strength will come the more you do it. So do this. Hold this position and lift, and proportionate to your hand lifting, the mallet also moves, as opposed to this. See how there's a sag there? Mm-hmm. Now, really tuck in that pinky and curl that stick in there. So just do this, lift. Yeah. Okay, now give me some hits. Okay, so now 4 in, 4 out. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3. And now this isn't going to be an arm thing. This is going to be a twist thing. At least in this center position. Another bad habit, before I forget, is thumbs will pop off. Especially when we're doing like some sort of lick, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, see how my thumb is popping off? Your thumb, don't have your thumb pop off, because now you're losing control. If all of a sudden I'm drumming, I just take my thumb away, and well, I can still drum without my thumb, but it's not going to be as easy. Yeah, see your hand is opening? Mm-hmm. No, you don't. Keep, like, it's rubber band time. Oh yeah. Let's get a couple big ones. All right. Let me think about this. If the hand goes open, how do I keep it from going? I've never done this before. I'm inventing techniques as we go. Okay, do that. Just get this rubber band, double it up, and do that. In fact, your middle finger can go under there too. And now, stick those mallets in there. Actually, if we do, no, we don't want our let me think about this. Get rid of this. Ooh, I know. Okay, modification. Just do that. Okay, this is all we need. And have it really and have it cross the nail of your pinky. So that's really tucked in there. Now, shove that mallet. Let's see. behind or okay, this doesn't do anything because I can still open. I'm still moving here. These two knuckles, like that's about a 90-degree angle. I don't want that opening to a 180. I don't want this. These two fingers aren't going to open. So actually, the rubber band trick doesn't work. How would I prevent that? I'll build something. Turn over. Okay, for now, just come dead center. Hit the top one so we have some more space. Reach over, hold your arm. Hold it from the top and like anchor it all down. And so this isn't, your arm ain't going up and down. Just turn. Okay, here's a little technique I just invented. To prevent the droop, my hand goes, but the mallet isn't going. Oh, now it's going. To keep that mallet proportionate with the hand always, extend your index and just touch the top of that in the down position. So now, if we lift and we're drooping, then that's going to come away. So do a few hits with your index touching right there. Nice and big. Yes. Good. Yeah, so now there's no more droop. Okay. Both mallets. Okay, now one's on top. Goes over, let it droop. Now, in the fifth position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, roughly, on a regular size marimba. Just do a few of these. And remember, you're pinching there, locking this, pinching there. No arm movement for now. Just turn. Yeah, that doesn't look half bad. Good. Now open it to about an octave. No opening here. Keep that closed. All right, put the mallets together. Now open to an octave. There you go. Even more. Yeah, there you go. That moves, not this. Now, for the sake of teaching, for the sake of knowing bad habits and knowing it when it happens, now do this. Now tuck your index finger back as if it's holding the inner mallet, the middle finger and the index finger, like we're holding it with these two fingers. I'm holding that with that, and now just have the thumb way out. Notice that that's dumb, and notice we're in this position now. If we did that here. Dumb. We must have this out of the way. Look at this. Watch what happens. I'm going to keep them out in the same spot. And now, when I open this, now it has a chance to flop down. If my finger is closed, look at the mallet. Now it gets cranked upwards, because now my finger's in the way of the vector that the mallet wants to go down. So that's a bad habit. That's carpal tunnel in the making. And no thumb popping. Okay, now let's do some, there you go, good adjustment. Now let's do some just whatever interval is comfortable, and then just go back and forth. Ooh, I know. Okay. With the other hand, reach out and stabilize the inner mallet. And now we're just going to pivot around, and we're going to go up and down. It's not exactly a pivot. It's not going to go in a spherical motion like this, but we're creating independence here. Now, with this stationary, just make the outside go up and down. Yeah, that's about my emotional expression when I first learned how to do this too, man. Blood, sweat, and tears. Literal blood, literal sweat. I don't think I ever cried over this though, but like internally, you know, I'm freaking out. This is entertaining. This is better than spending money on a comedy club. Yeah. Do you always hyperventilate when your brain gets challenged at all in the slightest? That's you got some coping mechanisms to work on. Okay. Do this. You already know the hand position. Just do a few light hits. Lock in the outer mallet. Pinky lock, we'll call it. Thumb on top.
I yawned. Okay.
Your brain is using a lot of oxygen. Okay, just do some baby hits at whatever interval is comfortable. And really turn, like, you don't even have to hold down your whole arm. Just put your finger here. Oh, a big bad habit that definitely gets developed if there's no training involved is high wrists. Even in the drumming world, I want my wrist to essentially be parallel with the playing surface. If I'm up here, now I don't have good tone quality. Now I have a bad bounce, right? Now I have nothing because my wrist is really high. So therefore, the lower my wrist is, now if I go too low, now I'm smacking, and smacking is a thing that happens in the mallet world, since we're so focused on being as down as possible. In fact, slap the shaft against the edge of the bar a little bit. Like go too low. Yeah. I want that to happen accidentally because your wrists were down. If that doesn't happen accidentally, then you probably have too high of wrists. Right? Play up here. Dumb, right? So therefore, if that's dumb, then that means lower is better. But not too low, because now we're just deliberately smacking. So right at that threshold of just barely missing each time. Okay, now have them touch. And as they lift them together. And it's easier to do this when they're touching. And turn at the wrist. Fingers locked there. Now just lift from the wrist. There you go. Down at the wrist. Okay, just out in space. Put them on top. Just lift it up in space. Okay, on top. to the side. On top. To the side. Okay, here's a drill. New drill. Never done this in my life. Never been shown it. Thinking about this stuff on the fly. We can do this. With the thumb on top, we can just orbit around the other one. We can practice this dexterity of just going around from one side to the other, which is definitely doable. And so we're creating an awareness of the altitude of the inner mallet. You know, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So if we can get a hold on that dexterity, then everything else will be a lot easier. And then this creates an awareness of flat or not flat, flat or not flat, together on the same altitude or on different altitudes. Breathe. Do this on a big exhale. Now exhale without a furrowed brow. Relax all the facial muscles. Relax everything. You don't have homework to do. No one's waiting for you. You owe nothing to no one right now. All of your stresses are gone. You are here in this moment, focusing on what you need to do. Good. Yeah, good. Now you're not hyperventilating. I want you to ventilate, but just not hyperly. And I don't want chipmunk noises going along with it either. But yes, breathing is definitely the thing to do when always stressed out, not stressed out. Yeah, good. Okay, now come together and do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, open 2, 3, 4, close 2, 3, 4, slightly open 2, 3, 4, boop, 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 separate.
If I can lift them up together.
Okay, all right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So from here, from just this position, just go up and they stay next to each other. In fact, we could even do a little cheat for now, just to get the hands like acclimated to the way that's going to feel. Hit those down together. Yeah. Oh, and another bad habit is thumb cranked like that. So just have your thumb be just nice and sloped, nice and relaxed. For doing this, that's just does nothing. It might feel stronger to do it like this, but just get the strength and deal with it. Just get the strength and do it right. Notice we're back to our strength conversation again. Hence why we're doing shot putting with boulders out in the backyard to get a measurement of strength and fitness. Okay, now no more training wheels, just make them go up together. Boop, 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 boop. keep this locked and allow this to be relaxed. This droops, this forges upwards. Yes, there you go. Breathe. Boop. Boop. Yeah. And arm is definitely, there's way more arm involved in mallet percussion than there is drumming. But for now, we'll just go as high as our wrist will allow us. No arm for now. And wrists down. Ah, see there, I smacked it. It's fine. I'd rather get a smack than, be too far high this way. Yeah, thumbs on the side. No wonder.
No wonder.
Okay. Let this breathe. Let this droop. And because if this is locked, okay, when my thumb is straight, like if my thumb is, flat with the horizon and, my thumbnail is facing the sky, and if I put the outside mallet, look at that. With my, what angle would you say that is between the thumb and this? Like this, okay, this angle right here. It's 10, 20 degrees. So therefore, if our thumb is on top in this position, look at this. When I if I didn't crank down, if I didn't close down, then it droops. If I crank down, then it lifts. So the outside mallet is lifting. It's getting lifted because you're cranking down on it. Do this. Have your thumb, I know, just do this. Just grab the other mallet and make this flat with your thumb. And your thumb can just rest in the pocket of your index. Okay. Now go from here to here. Like go parallel and then go above. Parallel, above. Okay. Now with a flat thumb. Now yeah, exactly. Now close your fist. Bam, it raises. Raise it again. Boom. So the more this is actually fist, like you have a fist there, and so therefore that gets taken up. Well, the inner mallet just gets allowed to be drooped, which makes sense because we need this one to be fixed anyway. We need this to stay in place because the other one moves to it. Mm-hmm. They don't move together. Only the inner mallet moves to the outside. So, you getting all crampy? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's do our due diligence. Fingers together. And if you're not breathing, you're not stretching. And remember last time I showed you some stretching stuff and I had you try to flex this at the same time? Oh. Yeah, the opposite muscle needs to be flexed for the muscle you're stretching to be truly let go of. Okay, do this. Finger right down in the meat of your of your forearm muscles. The ones you're going to obviously feel, this one on top here, when you go this way. Now, lift that and notice it bulges when you articulate this way, because you need this muscle, therefore it's contracting, therefore it's raising up to lift the hand. All right? So, and now do a flat hand and raise. And it's up, but then really like try to take it even further. And then you'll, as soon as you go, okay, from right there, oh, you got some flexible wrists, good. Now go further. Now relax slightly from that, now go further. Feel this muscle, how it's changing, and I'll verify, do it again.
Okay.
Go up. Now go a little bit further. Yeah, that muscle right there. So therefore, in this position, now just go a little bit more. You're trying to move your fingertips this way. Even though they already are here, you're still going to try to go this way with them more so that you contract this muscle. Try it. Breathe. So now go down here. So you're giving yourself a stretch. Now, try to make, with this muscle, make your finger go towards this hand. Fingertips lined up. Now, flex this muscle. There it is. There, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The opposite muscle, right? You're stretching this muscle, right? So therefore the other one, the reciprocal muscle, needs to be engaged, even just a little bit, for that muscle you're stretching to truly let go. And here's why. So that you, like, oh yeah, realize the importance of it. It's because if I'm driving a car, which you'll be doing soon, because you're going to get your driver's license on your own, right? Next week. She's 18. She doesn't have a driver's license yet? Oh my God.
I almost crashed.
Yeah, because you don't have your license.
I don't know how to control the car.
You do this, and you're good.
Okay, I tried on Monday. Okay, got in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Practiced. And in the streets where no one barely goes, like up hills, down hills,
Yeah, good.
curves,
Yep, in the boonies.
off roads.
In the boonies.
And obviously, boyfriend was beside me, like giving me like this, careful.
Heckling you?
Yeah.
That's what I'd be doing.
And I was going down him. He was telling me, okay, do not step on it too hard, but at the same time, do not like level it out so you don't go all the way. So I don't know.
Yeah, you don't need to accelerate when you're going
Yeah.
downhill. Yes.
I freaked out because there was a car right there was pulling up to the stop sign to turn. I freaked out, and when I freaked out, the car was heading towards the car.
What was the problem?
I freaked out because a car was about to turn, and I was almost.
And so therefore you decided to just try to
Yeah.
plow into it and solve the problem?
I just panicked. I panicked, and car was.
How fast were you going, roughly?
It was,
10 miles an hour? 50 miles an
It
hour?
was 10.
Nothing?
Like, yeah.
You know about the brakes, right?
Yeah. And then I almost stepped on the wrong brake, too.
Please tell me you're not driving with 2 feet.
No.
Okay, good.
Boyfriend hits me on the left one if I.
You realize that you'd be a professional race car driver if you had one session with me as your driver trainer. You'd be like on the freeway, like, yeah, this is nothing.
And I can't because I try best to just straight, little wiggles. I'm like, okay, no. So I almost scared boyfriend out of.
Okay, just go like this and go like this and you'll be fine. Okay, back to this. All this is all driving is. All you gotta do is shake your leg like this and shake your arms like that. You're good. Thumb on top. And do this, like have these be flat and just be like a loose hand and then just turn all the way like this. Now turn flat. Now turn even more this way. Yeah, we have an entire spectrum here. And where we want that rotation to be placed is thumbnail on top. Once you get this, it should feel very effortless. You know you're doing it right when it's like, oh, I don't really feel the mallets in my hand. It feels horrendous now, but all you gotta do is just get some time under your belt with this, and get the hand used to it, and you'll be smooth sailing pretty soon. That doesn't look half bad. A little bit harder. Okay, now don't pull the brakes. Just let these things just come straight up. Just let them fall. Yeah, don't slow them down. Just up here, fall. Yeah, exactly. Let gravity do the work for you. Now, back to deliberate strokes. And just, they're going to come up here and you're just going to let them fall. It's part of this feeling effortless. Okay, come touch the mallets down, stick against the edge, outer mallet against the edge. Okay, so from here, without raising the arm, just turn at the wrist as high as you can go. Lock that down. Forget about them being parallel with each other, just come up here. Yeah, now, come back to this again. Raise. There it is. Except you're not going to turn. You're just going to, you're just doing this. The two basic ways the wrist moves. It moves like this, and turning, it moves like this. In fact, we can put those together and we can do turns. We have an entire circular motion we can do there. So we're doing this motion. The thumb is going towards the elbow. Thumb towards elbow, thumb towards elbow, thumb towards elbow, thumb towards elbow. Just do a few of these. Don't move your arm. And now, make a straight bladed hand, and now see how that's straight, not this, not that, but straight. Now from this straight, now like look down the barrel as if it's a rifle, and now just come back. Your wrist is going to turn this way. Yes. Up and down. That's the movement. It's not very much range of motion, but that's why we get to use our arm when we're doing really, really big strokes. But for now, we're just isolated. Yes, that's the motion. Pick up the mallets and do that. Yes. right, drop the inner mallet. Outside mallet. Thumbnail staring you in the face. No drooping. Lock that in. It's up. And now mallet down, shaft down, like at the low position. Now just turn. Yeah. And the whole time, the thumbnail is staring me in the face. It's staring me in the face in the down, it's staring me in the face in the up. No turning. Yes. Yeah, it's good. In fact, I want you to slap the edges so it's like verification that your wrist is as low as it can go. Yeah, good. Do it with your left. Grab onto those things. Pinky fully, like, really cranked around. Center yourself on the seat. Center yourself in front of the kitties. Okay, just do super slow, but super big, as far as you can go without moving the arm. Yeah. Now, 2 mallets, yet only the outsides. Heads down, shafts down. And now just boop, boop. Relax that thumb. Yeah, good. Just come to here. Just like create a neutral position. Relaxed position. Okay, now just go right, left, right, left. Yeah, okay, now both back in the right hand. Now, with that same feel that we just went from with just this, now we just have twice the weight, which is nothing. You know, it's like a monkey on an elephant's back. Now, mouths together, just hit that thing a few times. Thumbs up. Oh, okay, try this. We'll exaggerate. So instead of thumbs up, we definitely don't want this. And we don't want this, but we're going to do this anyway. Just crank over a little bit so that your hand is angled outwards. And now from here, from this crazy weird position, and the back of your mouth's going to escape the middle of the hand a little bit because it needs to, but it's still on the other side, so we have it crossed. I know. Just flip your hand completely upside down. And now do a normal drumstick stroke. But now we're upside down.
It's like I'm having trouble keeping it down.
You see where this is now?
Yeah.
It's like it's completely abandoned because I've obliterated the technique. So just know that you're gonna want, if the thumb isn't perfectly on top, and if it's gonna be to one side or the other, I would prefer it to be towards the outside than the inside. But where it needs to be is dead center, straight up. Yeah, Ooh, we can do that. That's a good game. Oh, leapfrog. Oh, I like that. Teach everything. Okay. Which one of your friends, which peer do you see every day who would be down to learn how to hold 4 mallets for real?
One of my friends. She's always in percussion.
Her name is?
Mackenzie.
Okay, Mackenzie. She needs to take lessons.
Mackenzie, she likes the rhythmic, like triangle and everything, but she wants to start playing mallets. She plays right now marimba. And
So she's playing mallets. If she's playing marimba, she's playing mallets.
yeah, she wants to play mallets. I told her, okay, choose which mallets do you want to do. She's like, I want to do marimba. So I'm like, okay. And I'm obviously telling her, like, first she has to like memorize the keys because she still gets confused on the keys.
By the way, I do not recommend learning the letter names of the keys.
Oh no.
Do you know why? This is very controversial. Don't learn the letter names of the keys. For the sake of being able to read music.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to know what the letter name is. And on the staff paper where the note is on the staff, we don't need to know what letter that is either. We just need to know that the second line up means this note. Oh, and the third line up means this note. And the other line up means that note. It needs to be a direct association. That squiggle equals this bar. That squiggle equals this bar. That squiggle equals this bar.
That's how I learned.
Good.
Because no one taught me.
Well, good.
No one.
Because if you learn, okay, now here's the problem with the letters. Here we go, putting the argument to bed. I learned, my exposure to mallets, my exposure to, keyboards, pianos and such, was I learned like, oh, that's C, D, E, F, G, and then when I learned how to read music, so I already knew the letter names of where it all was. Okay, that's C sharp. Okay, I knew the geography based on the letter names. And then when I read music, then I was mistakenly taught to know the letter names of the way they look on the paper. Oh, okay, that's a C with the ledger line through it, and above that, that's the D, and then on the first line, that's the E, and every good boy does fine, and face, and all that malarkey. I'm getting heated about this. Because now I suck at reading music. Because I'm having to do a translation. I'm having to decode it. I'm having to go, oh, I'm looking at the staff paper, I'm looking at that squiggle, and that squiggle I know is a C, and a C down here is this. Why does C have to be a part of it at all? I could just learn directly that squiggle equals that note.
But since I read music, since obviously I do choir,
Mm-hmm.
it's more easier for me to I learned it quickly because of the choir music. I have to do, re, mi, whatever. And then I just look at the band music. I'm like, okay, just started just hearing the notes, and then I'm just looking for each pitch, tone, whatever.
This is the way you should learn. You get yourself some sheet music, you get your scales written out in front of you, and just know that first ledger line below the treble staff, that's C there. We don't need to know that it's a C, but we do need to know that marking equals that one on the keyboard. And then just go from there intervallically, intervals. The interval of a second, interval of a third, interval of a fourth, interval of a fifth.
But since I do choir, I'm starting each note is starting to get stuck in my head. Like I just look at it and I can just sing the note.
Oh heavens, that's a curse. You're not developing perfect pitch. Perfect pitch. Okay, perfect pitch is a curse. Because who knows what you're calibrated to? Calibration is a tuner. If we go up to a set of vibes and we find the A, we might find a description on the front or the back of it that says A440. You know, that, whatever that note is, A440 is the exact frequency, not 441, not 442, not 439, bam, 440. That is the Western standard for tuning. At least in America. Americans love their 440s. Places in Europe prefer the 442, bastards.
But since I do I'm Mr. Sarah's TA, so I make copies for the whole band.
Mm-hmm.
I look at while making copies, I look at their music and I'm like reading it, and when they start playing it, I know which note they're playing wrong.
Okay, well that's completely different than perfect pitch. You knowing how to sing your scales and you knowing how to sight sing is a completely different thing than the curse of perfect pitch.
Yeah, but then I understand play a note. If someone plays the wrong note, I can just sing it perfectly. Not perfectly, but I can match to what the tone is supposed to be.
You mean when you hear a note, you can match it? Well, you better be able to do that. That's like
and then
prerequisite.
Okay, so for honor choir, they play one note, but then they don't play it for until 3 seconds, then you have to sing the note. Or sing the note and then they play it, or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, matching pitch.
Yeah.
Perfect pitch. I got a friend, he's got perfect pitch. He hears a note, he goes, "Oh, it's an A flat." Like he hears just like a buzzing of a microwave. "Oh, that's a D flat."
I can do that with the school bell.
Well, that's because of practice, and maybe in your dreams, or maybe just laying down tonight, you can just like, bong, bong, like you can hear that sound in your head, and you can replicate that decently well because of repetition, and the neural pathway just like knows that pitch. But my friend who can just, "Oh yeah, it's a D flat," when he hears the microwave beeping, well, who knows which D flat that is? Is he calibrated to A442? Is he calibrated A440? Who knows what your calibration is? This is why perfect pitch is a curse. Because if you have perfect pitch and you're in a choir or any tonal instrument that has a lot of flex, trombone has got a lot of flex, violin's got a lot of flex, as opposed to button pushing instruments. Especially if you have a very flexibly pitch flexible instrument, then happy birthday to you. Like my friend, he's gonna want to sing happy birthday like in tune.
Yeah.
But it's all relative. Happy birthday to you. I don't know what note that is. I don't want to know what note that is. I'm glad I don't know what note that is. And just like you with the school bell, I know roughly where middle C is because I like to play, a piece. I like to play a Beethoven thing in C major, and I've got that stuck in my head, and I played it for years, and so I pretty much can I'll go up to the piano, cold turkey, not having sat at it for a day or two, and just, I don't go 2 days without playing at the piano. But my first sitting for the day at the piano, I'll ba, and I'll try to nail it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it's just a fun little game I play. But you see how perfect pitch is a curse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should be able to match pitch. That's a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
Match this pitch. Ba. Yeah. You better be able to do that if you're going to be in choir.
Since pre-kindergarten.
Good.
So.
All of the musical things. I was in many, many choirs.
Mm-hmm.
Lots and lots of choirs. I didn't start singing until I was in college. I joined this college choir and I've been in lots of different choirs.
I started doing instruments in second year of high school. Oh, maybe only did like percussion for choir and that's it.
You did percussion for choir?
Yeah.
What, you're the little triangle girl? La 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 ding.
It's more like shaker and like
Yeah, all
maybe
the
like bongos for a bit, but that's it.
yeah, all the basic accessories.
Yeah.
All of it is important. I'm glad you're in choir. It all equals a musical sum. So, now go home, get yourself. Do you have mallets? Do you own mallets?
No.
Okay, get on to vicfort.com and
I'm saving up to get my own mallets, but yeah.
okay. Do you like have in mind which ones you want?
I'm still looking for like mallets that are not. I found the mallet you were talking about that actually like bends.
Oh, the rattan shafts.
Yeah, I found one and I'm like starting to like I'm like maybe this one. I'm like okay, I know.
No.
No.
No. And rattan mallets are usually used during vibraphone playing, and vibraphone playing is usually Burton grip, where we're super choked up,
Oh yeah.
where then the distance of that flex is going to be less severe than it would be. Playing rattan mallets in Steven's grip, kill me.
So I got all the mallets that I found like that, and I'm putting them all in our train, whatever it's called. We have we're all like mallets for pit and everything in there. So I'm putting all those mallets in there, and even though I already have the password and everything. We're in the music library room.
Before you
But then
purchase your own mallets,
Mm-hmm.
just consult with me. Just show me what you're thinking about. And I recommend bigger and fluffier for now, because nothing beats the glory of super lush, big, fat, soft mallets down low on the marimba. That's just it's just lush. It's just a nicer sound.
Mm-hmm.
So just get some nice sound mallets, which are big and fluffy for now. And big and fluffy, big will help train your hand to deal with a weight that's way out here. So just get yourself some heavy mallets. And if you get yourself some heavy mallets, they might as well be fat and fluffy. Like these. I sold all of my mallets for $2,000 to one of my old students, Mackenzie, her name was, and she went off to the University of Michigan as a percussion major, and I had all these mallets that I've been, collecting for years and didn't need them anymore because she needed them more than me, and so I gave her an obscene amount of mallets, but I kept these
Obviously.
because they're my biggest and fluffiest, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not have 4 mallets, and if I ever did a gig or something, then I would hope it would be on a la 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 fluffy low thing.
Mhm.
All right.
But yeah.
Is that his cue out there to vroom,
Yeah.
start the engine? All right. We're gonna hear him revving the engine soon. All right. Let's go talk about how miserable you are driving.
Yep.